Are you ready to state that since it's been in all public periodicals that it was China responsible for this hacking?
I think that would be
that's a pretty simple answer. Are you ready to say that it was Chinese hacking or not?
I would have to defer to my
So the answer is no.
Republican Senator John McCain not happy, and the government's still not getting to the bottom of that massive cyber hacking. And now we're finding out the number of Americans hit by it could be more than 30 million. This is a far cry from the 4 million the government originally claimed. China likely behind it, and now it has very sensitive data to use against the U.S. So, Steve, is the government doing anything serious about it?
As you could see from that brief clip, absolutely not. The Chinese are having a ball stealing it, and we're dropping the ball in terms of protecting it. And the lackadaisical attitude, sort of, oh, no real big deal, is shocking.
John, aren't you shocked by what the government's not doing about it?
No, this strikes me as much ado about nothing. If it were really a threat, you'd see U.S. companies' share prices crashing to reflect the ability of Chinese intelligence to fleece us of all sorts of data. The idea that they can outfox some of the greatest technological minds on Earth, I don't think we should take seriously.
Well, I don't think we should take the government seriously, Emac, and particularly in light of somebody, Jim Clapper. He's the head of national intelligence. Look at what he said about the Chinese involvement.
You have to kind of salute the Chinese for what they did. You know, if we had the opportunity to do that, I don't think we'd hesitate for a minute.
Now, instead of fighting the Chinese for what he says they did, we're saluting the Chinese.
Yeah, I can't even, words escape me. I mean, it's just impenetrably absurd what he just said. You don't salute China for criminally hacking us. You know, and the hypocrisy here, David, is that, you know, the U.S. government goes after, you know, New York Presbyterian Hospital and fining it for not having good cybersecurity, for having medical records hacked, or chastising Target for its cyber hack, when it itself, there's no accountability. Federal unions fight it all the time, whereas the private sector faces criminal, civil litigation, and U.S. fines.
And Bruce, this is kind of a cyber declaration of war by the Chinese, because just about every company has the potential to be hit by them.
I think it's interesting that you point that out, because the FBI director, I think Director Comey said a month ago that there are two kinds of companies, those that have been hacked by the Chinese and those that don't or know they've been hacked by the Chinese. So it's a serious problem, and I don't think we're ignoring it. Maybe we're not showing our hand.
Sabrina, shouldn't we be fighting harder?
Oh, absolutely. I think these numbers are wildly concerning. Just on the drive over here to the studio, you know, I heard the number 4.1 million like you did, David, and then I heard 19 million not a minute later. This is, you know, people's personal financial, healthcare, and other personal records that are now exposed. And I think what's extra concerning is that every time we see one of these hacks, it's exponentially worse than the last one, which means that this sort of war of information is escalating very quickly, and we are not at all prepared.
You use the word, it is a war, and thank you very much on that, folks. Meanwhile, forget about breaking the bank.